everybody, my name is Simone and welcome to Simone's Bedtime Stories. Me and my pals are getting ready to sleep and we're going to listen to a bedtime story. Daddy, I'm ready for you to tell me a story.
Okay, alright, so let's tell you a story. What story to tell? Okay, let's tell you a story of Tenali, okay? So,
I like Tenali Ramen stories.
You like Tenali stories?
Smarty Pants Ram.
Smarty Pants Ram, yeah.
So what's the name of the story?
So the story is about a greedy lender.
What's a lender?
A lender is a guy who lends money to people. So the lender will say, hey, I will give you, let's say, $100. I'll give you $100. You take $100 and you do whatever you need to do. Typically, people borrow money like that because they want to,
Just like you borrow money with your credit card?
Exactly. So you borrow money. So they borrow money and they...
So like you use the bank's money with your credit card?
Exactly. So like that, they'll go to this lender and they'll ask him, hey, give me $100. And he'll say, okay, you take $100 and you do whatever you need to do. But when you give it back to me, let's say in 10 days, when you give it back to me, you have to give me a fee along with that $100 and that's extra $10, right? So you have to give me back $110 when you, after 10 days, because that $10 is a fee. It's called interest.
What's a fee?
It's a fee. It's called interest. Because I lent you my money for you to do something, whatever business it is, and
like you go to a shop, you use your credit card to borrow that money, and you go to the shop, so you're borrowing someone else's money to pay the things you buy from the shop.
Exactly. See, that is on a daily life, what we are doing. See, we are just, not doing anything. But there are people, there are business people, there are people who do business. For example, there could be a vegetable merchant, right? There could be a guy that has a vegetable store. What he will do is, he will go to a lender and to the lender, he'll say, hey, give me $1,000. He'll borrow $1,000 and he'll go to a market or go to a farmer and give him $1,000 and buy a lot of vegetables and bring all those vegetables, put it in his store and then sell it to people. And he'll sell it to people and make some money, and he'll make, let's say he makes $1,300, right? $1,300, and he'll take the $1,000 and give it back to the lender and then give him some fees as well. He'll give him some fees, another $100, and then he'll keep
extra bit of money.
That's called interest. Yeah, he'll give the interest and he'll keep the $200. That is the money he made for all the work that he did. Right? That's the concept.
So since the first person borrowed the other person's money,
he has to pay a fee to the guy who gave him the money in the first place. Got it?
First he needs to give some of the money, and then he needs to give the fee a bit much extra.
Exactly. So that's called interest. So that's what this lender, what he was doing. This lender will say, yeah, that means what he did. He gave him, $100, and then he'll say, hey, you can give it to me in 10 days. But you know what? When you give it back, you should give me $150. He, instead of charging $10, he charged $50 as his fee. That's a lot of, he was so greedy. Yeah, he asked for a lot of money as a fee, and people didn't have anybody else to go to get that, borrow money from. So they just went to him and then kept on giving this more money, and this lender became, started becoming greedy, and he asked for more money. So
when he started with 50, he became 60, and then
exactly
70, 80, 90.
Yeah, and he starts asking a lot of money, and Tenali Ram heard about this. Oh my God, no, this is not right. What this guy is doing is not right. So he said he has to teach him a lesson. So what he said, and this lender also had, a lot of these, this lender had a store where he, rented out vessels, because, there are people that will conduct functions, right? If they are conducting, let's say they're having a party. Yeah, they have, they're doing a party, right? If they are doing a party, then they have to what? They have to cook food for the people that come to the party, right? So they will, invite all these people and then cook food and then, treat the people with the nice food and then send them back. So that's what a party is all about.
Yeah.
So Tenali Ram went to this lender and, hey, I want to rent some of the vessels, the pots and pans that you have, so I can cook, food for all these people that are coming to this party. So Tenali Ram bought, rented, right? So that means he said, hey, I'll take it, I'll use it, and then bring it back, and then I'll pay a fee for the rental because I'm using it for some time. So Tenali Ram took all these big, big vessels and then used it. And then you know what Tenali Ram did? When he gave back, for example, there was a big pan. Along with that, he gave a small pan as well. And then there was a big spoon. Along with that, he gave a small spoon also. So like that, he gave. And this lender was confused. Hey, why are you giving me this? You took this big vessel and then you're giving me a small vessel. Why are you giving me this big, spoon? Along with that, you're giving me a small spoon. Why are you giving me this? He was confused. He was, Oh, no, don't worry. These were, all these vessels, big vessels gave birth to these small vessels. So, you're the owner of these vessels. So it's my job to give the small vessels, pots and pans to the rightful owner, which is you, So he gave it to the lender. The lender was so happy. Wow, really? Oh, I didn't know the vessels can give birth. Or maybe this guy is a fool, Anyway, I'm getting all these extra vessels. I'll happily take them. The lender was, happily taking all these vessels, and he was so happy because, he not only made money through the rent and he got all these vessels also. Then again after, a few days, after, a month or so, Tenali Ram went to the lender and said, hey, I want to rent more vessels from you. Can you give me? Or he gave me even more vessels. He gave me a lot more vessels to Tenali Ram, and he said, hey, be careful. There are many vessels that are pregnant and they're going to give birth. You better bring all the small vessels also along with the, big vessels, right? The lender said. Tenali Ram took all these big vessels and then he said, he finished his party and then he never went back to the lender. He never went back to the lender again. The lender is confused. He waited for, 3-4 days and then 5 days and then 7 days. And then he called Tenali Ram. Hey, you took all these vessels and then you never brought them back. What happened? You know what Tenali Ram said?
What?
All the vessels died. He said, what? How did all the vessels die? Vessels cannot die. How did they die? He asked, so this lender, goes and complains to the king. Tenali Ram borrowed all these vessels from me and now he's saying the vessels are died. Vessels are dead and he's not giving back my vessels. You have to, punish Tenali Ram and get my vessels back. Then Tenali Ram comes to the king's court and he said, a week before or, a few days before I rented these vessels and, I gave the child vessels and those vessels, I told them, right, the vessels gave birth to smaller vessels, because they were pregnant and these were, child vessels. So if the vessels, and the lender took all those gladly and he was so happy to receive all those vessels. So if vessels can give birth to child vessels, why cannot those vessels die? He asked. Oh, the entire court, people sitting in the court and the king started thinking, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. If vessels can give birth to the child vessels, why can't the vessels die? The lender was confused. Oh, what? Yeah, when I first came and gave you the vessels, extra vessels, you said you gladly took them because you said, the vessels were child vessels and, they gave birth to the child vessels, so you gladly took them. How come you're not believing me now that, when I say the vessels are dead, you're not believing me. If the vessels can give birth to baby vessels, then why can't the vessels die?
Because they're going to get older, just like parents.
Exactly. So then the lender understood, the king understood what Tenali Raman's perspective was, and he asked the lender what exactly did he do, and then he, dug more into the lender's practice and all that, and then, he punished the lender.
How?
He punished the lender. I mean, he, put some fine or he put him in jail or something like that. So you understand how Tenali Ram caught. So the lender realized his mistake or, greedy, and then from then on, he was, charging fair amount of fee for the money he was lending.
Okay.
Was that a good one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my story. And don't forget, you can always listen to more.
All right, we're done.
Bye, everybody.